Okay, so I want to make a little video to hopefully encourage you if you find yourself in the middle of a really hard place like I do. So of course, as you know, I've been sick. I had a stroke and was in a coma and just all kinds of crap. And the process back has been beautiful, but it's been difficult. Being honest, it's just been hard because it's very challenging to go from being healthy and independent and living your life one way, and add on top of that being a single mom, so you have someone who's dependent on you and very used to you acting a certain way. To then go to being in recovery and working to get all the things back that you had. My daughter was just with me not too long ago, and she was laying in my lap and just cuddling. And then she started crying, like big, huge teardrops were flowing down her face. And she was like, I miss you singing with me. And I miss you being out of town and leaving me song messages and text messages made it like little silly songs just for me and you. And that has rocked me. Honestly speaking, that has rocked me. We have seen God do the miraculous. I mean, I should not be alive by medical standards. I was not going to survive. The doctors were actually telling my parents to get their affairs in order, get my affairs in order, and prepare for my funeral. So everything from that point on has been and is a miracle, but it is still a difficult one, a very difficult one I'm grateful for, but it has been hard. Oh, and moments like today are a good bit of the reason why, because I have my child who remembers life being a different way, and it's not just me. You know, I think parents try to put on for our kids and we try to shelter them from pain, and things are hard, but we try to keep things surface or light or, as jubilant as possible. Not being fake, but we just don't want to expose them to the hard stuff. But sometimes things happen beyond our control and they're just exposed to it. What I'm choosing to do, because I really don't have another choice, is to walk through this mess with my child and try to remind her of the goodness of God in all of this. She was sitting here crying big old huge crocodile tears, and her pain is very, very valid, and I feel that pain. Gosh, I can't even begin to express how hard this has been for me. Losing the ability to sing and to emote a certain way. At one point, I could not even write physically. I could not write. Like all of the things that I had become used to just doing, very normal things. Walking, standing, writing, speaking, singing, all of that was taken away. It was, so terrible. But in the middle of today's mess, I was able to point her direction into to the goodness of God and show her how God has come through in a very difficult space. It's not what we want. It's not what we had. It's not desirable in any way. There's nothing about it that's desirable, honestly. But there has been and is the miraculous in all of this. And so, I'm sorry, I just heard my child do something. And so we turned our focus from pain to that today. It does not negate the pain. It doesn't make it any less real or matter any less, you know. But God's goodness is true in all of this. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. Oh, it's hard. Gosh. It has been terribly hard. That's part of the reason why I fuss so much and I've made some of the snarky comments that I made during this process. But God's goodness has been so real and so sure in all of this, you know? So I want to encourage you that you could find yourself in some really crappy situations, some less than desirable situations. Feel that, experience that, walk through that. That's real. That's real. But then take a moment to consider God's goodness in your life. It's not going to change things, but it will change your perspective, and that matters hugely.